Welcome back, Jester, to the channel. We're going to be doing another weirdest, most ridiculous state laws in the United States. We're going to start off with California, because I found this one to be completely ridiculous, but also makes sense at the same time. In Chico, California, it is illegal to build, maintain, or use a nuclear weapon. The law that began in the 80s as a serious anti-nuke statement has taken on a second life as an internet joke, mainly due to the purported consequences. In addition to self-annihilation, the infraction also carries a $500 fine. So, if you're building or maintaining or using a nuclear weapon, I mean, I'm sure you're going to face some prison time and be questioned thoroughly by the FBI and CIA, as well as other agencies. But you get a $500 fine. So I'm assuming some people have been trying to build, maintain, or use a nuclear weapon in Chico, California, for this law to go into effect. I mean, I'm sure it was just a statement in the 80s for anti-nuke war, all that kind of stuff. But somebody had to have done this for this law to be in effect. I'm glad it didn't happen. The people didn't, eventually set it off, because that would be terrible. In Colorado, no catapulting. You can own a catapult in Aspen, Colorado, but you can't discharge it. Flaming arrows are also off limits in Aspen, Colorado. So you can't, reenact, a medieval war with a catapult with a flaming pile of whatever. So yeah, that's have the people. Like I said before, people have had to try and do these things for them to be a law. Just imagine somebody owning a catapult, probably firing it at a neighbor. I wonder what they launched at the neighbor. Can only imagine. Okay, in Florida, no selling children. Only in Florida. We know that kids can be annoying, but please remember that in Florida, it is a felony to sell your children. You've been warned. Yeah. I would imagine that implies everywhere else, too. I mean, you can't sell people. Human trafficking is illegal. Highly. I think I did that one in the last video. In Georgia, you can't eat fried chicken with utensils. Let people eat how they want to eat. I wonder if I did this one. I don't remember. I'll do it again anyways. In Idaho, no cannibalism. Okay, it says here Idaho is the only state to have an active ban on cannibalism. So that means the other 49 states don't have active bans? It's technically not a crime in the rest of the nation. What? Cannibalism is defined as the non-consensual consumption of another human, meaning we guess if you can get your buddy's permission to eat his tenderloin, the feds can't stop you. Wow. So only in Idaho it's illegal, but anywhere else it's technically not. So if somebody were to come and ask you, hey, can I eat your left foot? I'm starving, there's no food around here. If you say yes, you can't go back on them and say, tell the cops, hey, they ate my foot. No. Wow. I did not know that. So if anybody asks me if they want to eat my body, I'm going to say no. So you know that now. So if you happen to see me and I'm missing any limb, at all, just know that I've already said no. It's on video documentation right now. I do not give consent for anybody to eat my body. Now, if we're in a situation where I'm with somebody and there's zero food at all, and we both have to eat, and we both give consent, that's one thing. We'll start small, just to get enough substance. It's gonna be nasty as hell, I'm sure, and I'm gonna hate doing it, and I don't want to do it. I don't even know why I'm talking about it right now, but yeah. The only way in the rest of the states, or the rest of the United States, other than Idaho, is consent. If you get consent, you're good to go. If not, don't do it. Don't know why would you want to. Okay, I did that one. Yep, I did that one too. Okay, in Iowa, no faking your butter. Any person who attempts to pass off margarine, oleo, or oleomargarine as real butter is guilty of a simple misdemeanor in that state of Iowa, punishable of up to 30 days in jail and a $620 fine. So, wow, okay. If you have fake butter and you pass it off as real butter, you can go to jail in Iowa. I wonder if that's still active. Let me know in the comments if you've been to Iowa or live in Iowa and know of this law. Because I'd like to know if that's actually still active. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go to Iowa and try this out sometime. Here's some butter for your potatoes. It's real. In Kansas, no snowballs at all. It may still be illegal to throw snowballs in Topeka, Kansas, thanks to a weirdly worded law in the city of criminal code. It is unlawful to throw any stones, snowballs, or any other missiles at any person or property in Topeka. An ordinance that former Mayor Bill Bunton publicly flouted by tossing a whopper at a snowy tree in 2005. He claims, I'm going to have an ordinance drawn up to repeal this dumb law, lest our already crowded prisons are filled up with children who, while making a snowman, got carried away and had a snowball fight. So, in 2005, or probably prior to 2005, I wouldn't say children, but I guess teens were put in jail or, juvie for throwing snowballs. Essentially water at other people. Ooh, good job, Bill Bunton. Hopefully he actually repealed that, because that's ridiculous. Could you imagine in 2004, you throw a snowball at somebody on your little group of friends that are participating in a snowball fight? Somebody sees it, calls the cops, and all of you are taken to jail for throwing water, essentially water. People in Kansas, y'all were something else back in 2004. I did that one last time, I believe. Yeah, dueling. Kentucky, no dueling. I still think that's hysterical if it's still enacted. In Louisiana, no catfish stealing. In Louisiana, it is illegal to steal someone else's catfish or crawfish, like really illegal. Meriting its own state law, crawfish theft in excess of $1,500 can land the offender with up to 10 years in prison time or a $3,000 fine. I get that because it's, $1,500 of crawfish. Crawfish is worth a lot of money. I love crawfish, but they will have to endure the humiliation of being called shellfish for the rest of their life. I mean, shellfish. Everyone's going to know. Yeah, I saw that one. I did that one last time. Yep. Okay, in Massachusetts, there is no dancing to the national anthem. Why would you dance to the national anthem? It's not even a melody that doesn't really have any dancing to it. Are you just shaking your ass at it? I mean, twerking? Just imagine somebody twerking to the national anthem. There's no set beat or rhythm to it. Unless you shake at the, oh, say, that part, those parts. Shake your ass at that, I guess. But who's dancing to the national anthem, first off? Yeah, while you try to ponder what such a dance would even look like, find solace in the fact that this law could never actually be enforced thanks to a slightly weightier document called the First Amendment. There you go. You can dance if you want to. This is back in 1917. They were dancing to the national anthem in 1917? 1917 version of twerk? I wonder what that would be like. Yeah, no pig greasing. In Missouri, Tarzans not welcome. Prankish Tarzans be warned. In the University of City, Missouri, it is illegal to swing upon another person's motor vehicle and honk their horn for them. How? That's got to be the big truckers then. Because it'd be kind of hard to swing on like a Honda or maybe a lifted up truck, maybe. But yeah, people are actually doing this. Just imagine being stuck in traffic and some weirdo just swings from your mirror. And then honks your horn in the process. People are dumb. Okay, Montana, no golf, which I assume is no frisbee golf. Anyone who's driven through Montana has inevitably wondered, how far could I throw a frisbee over the plains? Those who seek the answers avoid Helena. It is illegal to play golf in frisbee golf anywhere not deemed a sanctioned golf course. Curiosity could cost you $500 or 6 months jail time for throwing a frisbee. I'm sure I've said this before, but some of these people who make these laws, as ridiculous as they are, have to be the ancestors of the Tide Pod people. Because they're both stupid. No. In New Jersey, no murdering while wearing a bulletproof vest. Yeah, you can't wear a bulletproof vest in New Jersey if you're going to commit a murder. It's against the law to murder someone, obviously. But in New Jersey, it's double against the law to murder somebody while you're wearing a bulletproof vest. Wearing a full bulletproof vest while committing or attempting to commit a crime of the first degree is a crime of the second degree. Now, when you read between the lines, they're basically saying if you commit a murder or a crime or whatever you're doing that's illegal, don't wear a bulletproof vest. We want to shoot you dead. We don't want you to survive this, because if you do, it's harder for us. It's basically what they're saying, if you think about it. New Mexico, redefining indecent exposure. Walking around with your butt out is not illegal in New Mexico. But the indecent exposure is defined as intentionally exposing one's primary genital area to public view. Buttocks are nowhere to be mentioned. So if you're showing your ass, you're fine. But if you show your junk, you're not fine. Don't show your junk. Only show your ass. Like the saying goes in that one show. Don't half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing. We'll do a couple more. North Carolina, be careful with your doggy bag. Be careful what you put in your doggy bag. In North Carolina, it is a felony to steal more than $1,000 worth of grease, and a misdemeanor to steal under $1,000 worth. Grease theft, it turns out, was a huge problem in North Carolina before this 2012 law passed. Yeah, my throat's getting dry. And a lot of talking. Before the law passed in 2012, with midnight grease bandits persistently preventing biodiesel companies from purchasing restaurants' excess oil to convert into fuel. I mean, I get that. Don't steal; it's bad. But to call them midnight grease bandits, it sounds like a terrible villain name. It's kind of like in the Home Alone movie, the Wet Bandits, Sticky Bandits, the Midnight Grease Bandits. I can imagine them being the ones that do this. Let's see. Oklahoma, no bear wrestling. Can't wrestle a bear in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, it is illegal to promote, engage in, or be employed. What? Oh, by a horse tripping event. Horse tripping is also illegal in Oklahoma. Also, it is unlawful to wrestle bear. But at that point, the law is the least of your worries. Exactly. You're going to go wrestle a bear, you're going to die. And why would you trip a horse? What's the fun in that? And why is it a horse tripping event? Like people gather and trip horses. That's like the whole cow tipping thing. What's the point? It's going to get back up. There's no fun in it. People are dumb. People are dumb. Fighting bears, tripping horses, tipping cows. Ugh. In Oregon, no tests of physical endurance while driving. It is considered a speed racing offense in Oregon if you participate in any test of physical endurance while on the highway. So, yeah, you can't see how long you can work the steering wheel with your teeth. People, what are you doing? Tide Pod people, I'm telling you. These are the Tide Pod people. Driving with your teeth. Yes, because you're smart. In Pennsylvania, bingo is only for non-felons. So in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, no person convicted of a felony may operate a bingo game. Is that the gateway to more crime? Operating bingo games? What are you in for? Murder? What are you in for? Bingo? In Rhode Island, don't impersonate an auctioneer. Why would you want to? Rhode Island false personification laws deem it unlawful to impersonate an auctioneer. I guess for like a Halloween costume. But who would go as an auctioneer? What would you be auctioning off? I mean, if you can talk that fast, that's skills right there. I cannot do that. Okay, that was. Let's see. Okay. In Utah, no missiles in bus terminals. Hurling, hurling a missile into a bus terminal is a felony, unless you are an appointed officer of the peace or commercial security personnel. Mail cop, basically, or mall cop. Yeah, you can't hurl a missile into a bus terminal unless you are an appointed officer of peace or commercial security personnel. But why would you want to hurl a missile into a bus terminal? And I know I've said this before. Some of these laws are in effect because somebody did these things. These are the Tide Pod people. That's the reason why it says do not ingest on the Tide Pod packages, because of stupid people who do stupid things like eat Tide Pods and hurl missiles into bus terminals and trip horses and wrestle bears. Natural selection can't work fast enough. I know that sounds mean, but people are dumb. We need the dinosaurs back. We need them back to, the strongest will prevail. Okay. Yeah. Washington. No Sasquatch poaching. It is illegal to poach a Sasquatch in at least 2 Washington counties. In 1991, Whatcom Country declared its roughly 1 million acres of land an official Sasquatch protection and refuge area, giving our nation its first Bigfoot sanctuary. If Bigfoot exists, lawmakers reasoned it would be an endangered species and therefore in need of our protection. For this reason, Skamania County has considered Bigfoot poaching a felony since 1969, still punishable by a $1,000 fine. So they built this 1 million acre piece of land, sectioned it off as a refuge area for a creature that potentially might not exist. Okay. Did somebody try to go poach Sasquatch? Thinking it was in that area, so we're going to go kill it. Good idea. People will love us. We bring back a mysterious creature. They'll love us for it. If it's real, it is endangered, probably. We don't know. We can't seem to have an actual decent photograph of it or video. It's always blurred. Let's say it is real. Why would you want to kill it? Yeah. All right, we'll do one more, and then we'll call it a day. I think that would be the last one. In Wisconsin, better make that butter delicious. Giving credence to its reputation as America's dairyland, Wisconsin law demands that all cheese and butter produced in the state be highly pleasing. Also, the cows have the right of way on highways. So, if you make butter in Wisconsin, it better be good. Otherwise, they're going to get you. And let the cows have the right of way. Don't be hitting them cows. Don't try to chance it, because the cow will receive less damage than your car. So yeah, those are some of the most weirdest, ridiculous, stupidest laws of the United States. Thank you all for watching, Jesters. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Yeah, some of these We need to do better as humans because there are so many stupid people out there, and it's not the good stupid either. It's the stupid, morons. But yeah, y'all have a great day.